Get in, nerds. We're playing Victoria 3. So I've just realized some interesting things, and I think we're going to make a project of additional conquests in Europe. In particular, I want to go over what the liberation of Gaul means more accurately, uh, so that you all can see what I'm about with that. So our primary cultures are now French, Wallonian, Breton, Occitan, and Franco-Provençal. Uh, this means that if we go to a citizenship of national supremacy, which is the default citizenship for basically every state in the game at game start, with a very small number of exceptions, um, we would be able to accept any people that share both a heritage trait and a cultural trait with our primary culture. So that means they need to be European heritage, because uh, all of these cultures are European heritage. But they only need one of the cultural traits. So the cultural traits are Francophone, Low Countries, Celtic, and Swiss, which means we can hold as primary territory, basically as cores, any of the Low Countries, Switzerland, Ireland, and Wales. Unfortunately for us, the Scottish count only as Anglophone, so they won't be able to be primary cultures. And let's take a look at the ethnic distribution of Switzerland. Okay, so Western Switzerland has Franco-Provençal, that's one of our primary cultures, and Alemannic. They're German-speaking Swiss and European heritage. And then East Switzerland is mostly Alemannic and North Italian, so they'll be accepted as well. Very small French population in Piedmont, not worried about that. Very small Alemannic population in Baden, not worried about them. Okay, and then in the Low Countries we have 96% Dutch, 97% Dutch, 98% Dutch. So that's where we're going to eventually go. With that having been said, let's continue our sugar plantations and then commence our military expansion, because it's getting to be time to get scrappy with Morocco. We have 3.6 infamy, so our territories we're going to grab are Inner Morocco, which is 5.5, Marrakesh, which is 8.0, Fez, which is 8.0. Can we get Al Rif as well? So 12.4, we cannot. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So these were both 5, right? So I think, or is 8? I just looked at this. 8, so that's 16, and then this is 5.6, so that's 21.6. So we're actually very near to the point we can just barely grab what we need to grab. With that having been said, I'm going to let it get all the way down to 0, because I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm having a problem. We need more construction capacity. We've still got a really dramatically increasing investment pool, and that's not something that is great to have. So I'm just going to do a massive, massive expansion in construction capacity right now. So it's going to be 16. Let's even it out to 20. And I'm going to shift those all the way to the top. I don't need any more Dreaming of the Future right now. I feel like there might be a bug with that particular song where it just goes way too long. Alright, very good. So those should get done pretty soon. We just got enlistment offices. We can do a government reform. We don't need to. We're still number 2, but I'm hoping with our building ourselves a nice military expansion, we can put ourselves into a situation where we're closer to being in number 1. How many fleets does Great Britain have right now? It'll tell us 350. I bet that's contributing a lot to this overall situation. Oh my gosh, Spain and the United States is still at war with Venezuela. Oh my god, look at this. 24 million they've spent on this. USA, what is going on with you? How deep in debt are you? 17.3 million. Oh, incredible. Just incredible. That's one of the things you have to be careful of when you're dealing with a national militia, is you can easily put yourself into a situation where you've got so much debt that you can't function if you mobilize too much of your economy all at once. So, what will it take to conquer Switzerland? 21.2 to grab Western Switzerland, and 27.5 to grab Eastern. If we make it a dominion, that would be 17.8, a puppet 26.7. So I think that's going to be the pause. I think that's going to be the plan. Once the time is right, we're going to puppet Switzerland. Can we puppet the Netherlands? Not right now because we have a truce, but let's see what it looks like. So if we puppet that, it's 51.5, dominion 34.3. So that's a no. That's a no sell. We're not going to be worried about that. Still, okay, we're getting there. I'm going to wait a little longer. I'm going to wait a few more months, and we're going to see how that goes. Glass is still very expensive. What about porcelain? Porcelain, we are still producing a lot of porcelain. I'm going to sell a little bit more abroad, just so that we can continue to ensure that we've got markets for it, because we've got a lot of markets for it. The expansion of this, building this massive military expansion very much should increase our, will increase our costs significantly, but that's okay, because we've got a huge budget surplus right now. So I'm noticing our bureaucracy load is way, way higher, and I think that has to do with our dramatically increasing population. There's the steam donkey. Wonderful. With our dramatically increasing population. So that's why we're not able to get this level up in colonial affairs still, even after all of the extra government administration we built. Because we've been taking new territory and incorporating it, that's part of why that's happening. Did I incorporate Corsica, the homeland of Napoleon? Yes, I did. Corsicans accepted? They are, because they're Francophone. Excellent. That's... What about Sardinians? South Italian. They're currently accepted under cultural exclusion, but it's not necessarily our obligate territory. I say obligate as though the conquest of the Netherlands, Switzerland, and Ireland has been foisted upon me by someone else, and is not something I've simply chosen to do on account of I am playing as France and deciding to have an aggressive mindset in this game. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Let's go ahead and queue up some railways. We've got a lot of territory that's a little short on infrastructure. I know I'm going a little bit overboard with some of these, but I just feel like it's good to do. Just build a bunch up in Ile-de-France. Cool. Get all that queued up. How's Corsica for infrastructure? You're good. All right, time for conquest. Go ahead and add my additional war goals. I have 50 remaining maneuvers. It'll cost me 13 maneuvers and 4 infamy each to grab the rest of this territory. I'm going to wait for now. And I think I'm just going to mobilize my main general, and maybe one of my smaller generals here. Just to deal with this situation. So they've called in their allies Portugal and the Papal States. Not too concerned about that, but let's grab one smaller army and put it on the Papal States border here, and then we'll grab our main army and mobilize that. We'll use that to invade Portugal when the time comes. What I'm actually doing is I'm hoping that my infamy decays down a little bit so that I can maybe add one more territory to my primary, probably Marrakesh, without going over 25. And I would be just tickled by that, because right now they're fearful, which means they're very likely to back down. And if I can get just one more territory before they do, I would be extremely pleased with myself. There needs to be some maneuvering, potentially, in order for that to happen. But we'll see how it goes. Great Britain has decided to throw a return state diplomatic play at Great Qing. We don't have visibility to that by default, but we can still look at it. Suzhou. I don't know how to pronounce that, I apologize. Interesting. It's weird that it's return CB. We got a front over here. Oh, right, we have a front with Portugal. Well, that was dumb of me. Should have realized that. Sure. Okay, we do have a little bit of unused... Oh. Armed Forces, Honorable Engineer, Bonapartist. I'm going to grab you and put you in... Occitania. And how's my... Perfect. Let's add Marrakesh to the primary. 24.9. Heck yes. Let's see. Nobody else has decided to join in on this business. So I think they're going to back down. If they do, we'll grab both of these territories, and then we'll be in just excellent stead to continue our expansion. As you can see, our surplus has decreased significantly as we've increased our, as we've done a massive expansion to our military, up to 325 battalions. We've also had an increase in prestige due to an increase in power projection. I think another path to increasing that is going to be... Okay, he's getting there. All right. Is going to be increasing... Is going to be grabbing some overseas puppets, but I'm not exactly sure about how that's going to go. We are also decreasing an investment pool. That's just fine. We're doing exactly fine with that. So hopefully these tooling workshops in Flanders will help reduce radicalization there. And yeah, I think we'll get started with our naval invasion of Portugal pretty quickly once this war gets started. Our finances are also a little bit less excellent because we have got a bunch of armies mobilized. So that's part of what's causing that. We decided not to back down. That's surprising, but it is what it is. So, we'll take our main fleet. We'll naval invade using our fully mobilized large army here in France. There's that area conquered, so that should move him to this front. Very good. How's battle going here? It's going just fine. Doing wonderfully. I queued in some more government administrations. They've already been built, it looks like. So we'll do a few more of those. I think part of our situation... Yeah, we'll build another 6 in Normandy. because I do want to get up to having high colonial investment. One of the things about having high colonial investment is that when the 1890s, 1910s come around, and you're not really still colonizing a lot of territory, you can back off of it to get a little bit of extra capacity, and that puts you in a really good stead to go on adventures kind of all over Europe and any other area you might want to colonize. You might want to do colonialism of the other type. How's our truce with the Netherlands doing? It's doing just fine. We have 8 months left. That is very good. Spain wants our iron. Very good, Spain. You can have as much iron as you like. Still advancing on this front here with the Papal States. Overwhelming weight of numbers there. Just fine. Oh, Prussia, you want to be rivals again? Sure, I'll rival you again. I would be just delighted for us to continue to be rivals. And Great Britain is importing silk, which surprises me, because they've got a lot of territory that could be used to produce silk. I think another potential option here is to start moving in and I guess counter-colonizing would be the term. We would just basically grab this territory as Britain colonizes it, and then we would be basically co-opting British imperialism in Africa. And that would be just delicious, in my humble opinion. What's the capital of Morocco? It's Fez here. Alright, so we should be getting territory in Fez pretty soon. As you can see, they're losing war support very fast compared to us, 3.83, as we're losing it at 1.5. We're getting it because enemy controls some of their war goals. Oh, Marrakesh. We still... Oh, I don't think we control any of Fez. Well, we're continuing to occupy that territory, so that'll be good. Excellent. So here's vulcanization. So this is a very important technology because it lets us finally do the things we need to do with all this rubber that we've got. So let's queue up some rubber plantations. Niger Delta is a good place for this because we've got a ton of unemployment and infrastructure there. Build a bunch of that. Build 5 levels in Togo. Don't need too many in Kenya right now. In South Cameroon, 10 levels. Oh my goodness, we're not researching anything. So that's fun. What next? I think reinforced concrete's going to be the play, because that's going to get us access, that's going to get us faster construction, and that's really important. And after that, I think it might be time to power through some of these military technologies. Maybe get us faster up into... Currently have access to trench works, and getting trench infantry early would be really strong. On the other hand, though, I think getting these better naval methods is going to be good for us in the long term. And then I think we'll queue in military statistics, wargaming, and trench works. So this will be a very, very aggressive few years for us. And we're going to spend a lot modernizing our navy, but it's going to be worth it. And that's part of why I haven't done too much to eat into our budget surplus here, because I'm trying to... Because I'm anticipating both spending more on those higher level naval production methods, but also doing a naval expansion, because right now, Great Britain, we're more powerful than Great Britain in battalions, even if only just. Yeah, there we go. I completely forgot I was doing a naval invasion over here, but apparently that worked. And now that army is over here as well. But they exceed us significantly in flotillas. Let's take a look at home counties, and figure out if they're on the ironclads method yet. They're not, so they're still using traditional naval methods. So we do have the advantage over them in terms of quality from a naval perspective. The question is, can we get parity or the advantage from a quantity perspective? That's going to be something we'll work on. We're still doing really well from a construction standpoint. We're able to build a lot at once. I might, in fact, even go ahead and put in another put in some more construction sectors, and so that we can spend a little bit more on continuing to grow our economy. Because as you can see, our investment pool continues to grow, and we don't need it growing. We can definitely have it going down, and indeed do want to have that. It's weird that agitator isn't isn't agitating for any kind of social change right now, but... Oh, you know what? I wonder if we don't have the technology. Because he wants to start a movement for restricted child labor, but I don't know that we have a society tech for that. Okay, so we do have labor movement, but we don't have human rights yet. Interesting. Ooh, elected bureaucrats over appointed ones. That's an interesting proposition. It would increase the power of the petite bourgeoisie. What's the other benefit? So, appointing gives us extra tax capacity, which we do not need, at least as far as I know. Elected would give us reduced bureaucracy institution cost multiplier, and by quite a bit. That's pretty strong. But the intelligentsia oppose it. It's going to make it difficult. And it would lock in the... And the petite bourgeoisie are currently marginalized. Oh, hey. Let's end the war. Yes. A large France. Alright, so we'll go ahead and fix up our construction methods here. And all of our other methods. Are any of these doing single focus? They are. Let's get you recommend your secondaries. Very good. Livestock ranches, we'll just bring those up to the modern methods. Mines, it's going to be the same. Ooh, gold mines. That's pretty neat. Can't build any more, but nice to know that we have a gold source. Cotton plantations, get those over to publicly traded for all these other ones. Get producing hardwood, get publicly trading. Steam trawlers for the fishing wharves. Interesting. Colonization of Timbuktu completed. Neat. Standardized filing system for government admin. Urban sectors, let's go up to these ones. Do I want covered markets? We'll create a big... Not sure how to make that calculation. I'm going to wait for now. We're just going to move you over to steamships with military shipbuilding. Same as we got all our other ones in. Tooling workshops, steel, and da-da-da. I don't need to narrate all this for you. You know what I'm about. You know what's going on in France right now. We're mechanizing. We're mechanizing everything. Sorry, I actually never finished what I was saying about these rubber plantations. So getting these rubber plantations built is going to give us a bunch of rubber in our market, and that's going to allow us to do two things. Number one, military buildings. Number one, it's going to let us get our military over to bicycle recon, which is very, very good, and which we absolutely want to do. That is going to increase our offense by 5 and increase provinces captured. It doesn't seem like that would matter all that much, but it's really quite important. The other thing it's going to allow us to do is use a new production method for our textile mills called elastics, which spends rubber to output additional luxury clothes, and that's going to allow us to export a ton of luxury clothes. We finally got enough bureaucratic capacity, so let's go ahead and increase colonization speed. Sorry, realized I wasn't at 2. I realized I was at 2 and not 3. So I think once I can mark it, let me just check. Okay. Once I've got Al Rif conquered, I'll be able to consume Sahrawi. In fact, let's see if I can colonize there right now. I still can't, because Morocco still exists. How am I for infamy? I'm at 19, so that's not bad. We're continuing to accumulate loyalists. This is going to make our politics easier to manage. How much is this going to help? It's going to get us 3.54 million loyalists. That's actually really tempting, because I would like to get these into something close to balance. Let's go ahead and do this, and we'll see what the intelligence you have to say about it. So right now it's going just fine. Yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go while we stay as relaxed as we currently are with all of the stuff we're getting up to. I'm going to queue these construction sectors up to the top. And it's fine if we build up some more buildings in Morocco. Because, again, construction capacity is like a big bottleneck for us right now. Interesting. The landowners are spearheading the effort to preserve appointed bureaucrats. So what's that doing to this? That's increasing the stall chance to 38%, the debate chance to 44%. That's not too bad. Great Britain is conquering another one of these. Oh, it's just getting all colonial with these small states here. I may at one point start grabbing some of this extra, start conquering some of these other countries in Africa, but I'm still not kind of the undisputed boss of everything. Although we are finally at number 1 for GDP. We're above Great Qing. Wow, that's incredible. And we're above Great Britain and the British Raj. And continuing to build up construction sectors is how we're going to keep that lead solidified. Again, I don't technically need to build these railways in France, but it is going to be very useful to us in terms of keeping the economy growing. Right now, we still have a lot of peasants in France, which is surprising. But because our construction sector is very large, and our economy is very strong, and our investment pool is very strong. Although now we're finally getting to the point where we're actually using quite a bit out of our investment pool every day. So that should be allowing us to continue to increase our economy, and that should put those peasants to work over time. What's going on in Savoy? Savoy, do you have a turmoil? Oh no, you just have mountains. That's what's going on. It's funny. State modifiers are really important, but I pay so little attention to them, frankly. Wow, British Raj is doing a really good job of taking over those small territories. Those small those princely states. They're making actually a lot of good progress on that, which is surprising. Going after Great Qing. Not sure how I feel about that. The bureaucratic struggle. Oh, excellent. This is actually a very good event. Our efforts to pass elected bureaucrats have run into several classic bureaucratic hurdles. Debates rage around such lofty matters as the correct shape of the filing cabinets. Good, fast, cheap, you get two. So we'll spare no expense. This gives us a bureaucracy penalty, but it makes it go faster and increases success chance. This will take as long as it takes. This slows it down, but increases bureaucracy and success chance. And let's just get it over with. This reduces success chance, but increases bureaucracy and enactment time. I'm going to go with this will take as long as it takes, because I can't afford the extra bureaucracy, but I would like it to be more likely. So we'll go with that. It's going to get us up to 27% enactment chance, and that is really good. The temptation to increase... Oh, my goodness. The French Indian Territory eruption. A violent eruption has taken the state of French... has shaken the state of the French Indian Ocean Territory. Fragments of tephra and volcanic ash have destroyed buildings and crops, taking some of the lives of our people. The dense column of smoke was followed by a clear explosion. Shepherds who worked at the base of the mountain aimlessly turned their eyes at the now bright and clear cloud. The landslide came after. We can't predict an eruption. This is 20% devastation and chance of a famine later. Or our people need us. 30,000 in government expenses for 2 years and 10% devastation. Indian Ocean Territory. I'm going to go with this. 30,000 over 2 years is quite a significant expense, and Indian Ocean Territory, I didn't even know we had that until just now. How many people live there? 170K compared to 81 million. It's not significant enough for this. I'm just going to go with that, and it will be what it is. With that having been said, we've had our first event in enacting elected bureaucrats. We've conquered Morocco, and I think that's going to be all for this episode. Let me see, what's next on the docket? We're at 16.7 infamy. Switzerland is an obvious target. We could grab... It's going to be a lot of infamy to grab them all at once, but we can make a puppet out of them to get close. I think after Switzerland, it might be the Netherlands. In terms of Africa, that should give us enough time to get Morocco knocked out, and then we can grab Sahrawi without a problem. I'm inclined to think France should take the islands, which is a phrase that I use a lot in my games with my friends. After the line from the Bill Wirtz history of Japan, Japan should take the islands. Then to substitute just whatever country I'm playing, because I like grabbing oceanic islands in various areas. But anyway, that's for next time. Next on the agenda, we're going after Switzerland. It'll probably be an episode until we go there, but I might get pretty aggressive. We'll see. Not necessarily playing a chill run this time through, so, we'll see how it goes. But for now, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. I will see you all on the other side.